What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
And today we are diving into Prime's Wheel of Time, Season 3, Episode 7. Wow, we had a battle and really got to focus and highlight on a character who really hasn't had a lot of, alone light, like shining light on him by himself. It's that front and center showtime. And it was really cool to see that arc on camera. Let us know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. As always, this is a discussion about the episode, not us just comparing the book to it, because of course we are not this close, we are not this far ahead in the books. So a lot of what we are getting to experience is for the first time, as we would like it to be. So please don't spoil it down in the comments. You can come up to everything up to what we watched inside the books. We're cool with all those comparisons, but please, please, please do not give us anything from the future. We are really enjoying watching this unravel, trying to predict it, and really sharing what we think in real time with you guys and hearing what you think too. So with all that being said, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. If you want to be a member of our Patreon and get some really cool stuff like early access and shout outs on videos, that link's down in the description. But without further ado, we got a lot to talk about.
Perrin and the pixie little rogue chick, they did freaking amazing. Then we've got...
Her name is Faile. Yeah. She's very important, so you might want to get her name locked in.
So not Farah.
No, not Farah. I don't think there's even an R in her name.
No,
you have it in
last week you called her Farah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's why I asked.
I didn't think I had it right. That's why I asked the comments. But I believe, if you look in your notes, I believe it's Faile is how you, is the name.
Yes, Faile.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's important, so we want to keep her in mind. Okay.
So they were a huge part of this episode. Maxim and Alana were...
We've been struggling with that one for a while. We got that one. Nice.
Yes. Maxim and Alana. Maxim was fucking awesome.
I think they both rocked this episode, yeah.
And then we've got the two Aiel chicks and the Ogier.
We'll get to that.
All right. And then I feel like there's one more that I'm missing for...
we also have the twins, who we got to see channel again.
With Alana, yeah. Because I think those three character groupings, I may remember one more, but I remember three at least were like the ones that completely stole this for me.
Yeah, his immersion from the blacksmith's like hold, the smith basically, into the battle was probably like one of my favorite parts of the episode. Dual wielding, just hulking out, just being like a true warrior and a leader of his people. Like, for me, that was pretty iconic for sure. Like, that part was like, yes, let's go. And then him standing by his word and closing out the episode, which I will get to in full, I just thought was just to show Perrin in such a light was amazing.
One of the funniest moments to me was the fig.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love that fig moment.
Yeah, I thought that was an important part too, because we've been watching them struggle ever since Ivan was killed, like coming to terms with what that looks like for them and who gets to grieve and all. We've talked about it a lot, so if you guys want more on that, you can go back in the playlist and check that out. But I thought it was really cool to kind of have that kind of come to a head with Maxim telling her that, that's the old way, we're going to find our own way going forward. And then you could see the difference in how they showed up in this battle together compared to kind of when they were like separate and divided and he saved her in the last one. Just how much more powerful they are when they're like linked up and really bonded truly.
Yes. And also she offered to turn off the bond for a little bit and he's like, no, if we're going to die, I want to feel everything with you. And to me, that was a pivotal milestone for what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. Now, the Aiel women with the Ogier.
The Maidens Kiss scene?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly where I was going with that. I thought that was really cute. I still don't understand what the Maidens Kiss thing is all about. It feels like a stupid little game.
It is a game. But it's also lethal. Like, they truly will kill you.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's got some really serious side effects there, right?
Yeah.
But the Ogier went ahead and tricked them. And I thought that was cute.
Thought he was being cunning, but they caught him.
Yes. And they Uno reversed it on them.
100%. Yeah. They 100% did. Yeah.
But to me, that was fun.
Do you think he knew? Because there's a moment when he's sitting there writing and like he just looks up, kind of like sighs, almost like an acceptance. And that's when he like turned to him and he's like, hey, I'll play. This may be our last night. Do you think that's the moment he realized I'm not walking away from this? Or was it like after he gave Perrin that goodbye speech that he like
I think it was the speech.
Yeah.
He could have had the inkling, thinking that as a possibility, I'm sure. But I don't think it was absolutely certain until the speech.
Yeah. I didn't know, like, I thought he was truly going to like get back to his homestead and like, or his stead, you know, be able to continue on in the story. But, you know, when they go back and his book was left there and like they pretty much cement the fact that he knew he was going to his death, I'm pretty sure they killed him off.
I don't know.
He fell pretty far.
So Gandalf.
Gandalf was like brought back by God to like become a better version.
I don't know this universe well enough to say they can't.
So there is a creator, and the creator there is a supreme being that's over everything. He
Okay.
creates the wheel. So yes.
So I, like I said, I don't know that they can't bring him back. We didn't see him dead, so I'm
It's
sticking.
true. We don't see a body.
No.
That's right. That's movie logic. If you never see the body, it never happened. No, but yeah, that was probably one of the most tragic, you know, edge of your seat, you know, pit of your stomach kind of scenes, because I have absolutely grown to love that character. And then to know, like, you hear, that was one thing I thought was cool, and I want to see if it shows up later. Did you notice the same music that comes on when Matt fights or when he blows the horn came on when he broke that last swing and broke it?
No, I did not.
So I'm almost convinced that Loial, he'll come back as one of the heroes of the horn, just like the eye patch guy did.
So that's how they keep him in this.
So he will show up in the future, but it'll be his spirit fighting alongside the Dragon Reborn in the last battle. It's almost like Endgame for Avengers when everyone comes together.
Okay, so does that mean, I guess when that music plays, it's like when Vikings die, go Valhalla, they died with honor for sacrifice of other things type thing?
Yeah.
Is that how they become part of the horn?
I don't know. I don't know the mythology, but like, I don't know what links a legend to the horn. I just know that they are the like greats of their time. Like they did some amazing thing, led some amazing battle. A lot of them are actually like hinted towards being like modern day gods, or like if you read it, like one of them's Kali, right? So it's like a god, the goddess of destruction from Hindu text. So it's like they hint towards, one of them is the hammer guy.
Or
No, not a god. He was a real guy. John Henry, who died beating the or tried to beat the machine and died. One of the legends is him. Like they talk about them very subtly in the books, but they're absolute hints to direct people we know in today.
that's really cool.
So like how they get connected to the horn, I'm not sure, but they're all these like mythic legends and or gods of history.
If you guys know in the comments, please let us know down there how does one become a horn hero?
Yeah, that's interesting.
A horny hero.
Well, we know how someone could do that, William.
Sorry, if we don't make those kind of jokes from time to time, this wouldn't be the G
I
spot.
was going to say, if you showed up with the name of this podcast and you didn't think there would be some adult and inappropriate humor, you might have showed up to the wrong spot. This really, really focused on Perrin's arc, the two rivers coming together, and what I believe is the setup of one of the major army factions that will join Rand in the end, right? So you have Rand right now, last episode, kind of like figuring out what it is to be the Karakara and the leader of the Aiel, right? And then ultimately had that really tragic ending of that episode. So we don't see him at all in this episode, but now we see Perrin going through a very similar tragic arc where he's losing a lot of people that he loves, a lot of people he grew up with, to become the leader of a different sect of an army. So now, you know, when he was leaving in handcuffs, they very clearly were like, you're our lord, you're the man, Goldeneyes, we love you. So he has a very loyal army in the two rivers now that Alana is also, you know, backing up with casters. So it's kind of cool to see this other like Aes Sedai channeling group starting to form here. Because she even says to the twins, I'm not bringing you to the tower. Right. So I think she's going from mentor to like mother role, because they lost their mom. They're all alone now. Their dad's off protecting Perrin's family with Rand's dad, which is why they're not there right now. They like briefly let you know, like, oh, they're off with Perrin's family in the mountains. So there's no one there for the girl. So I think she's starting to like lean more towards her and Malcolm taking them on like kind of like children and then like raising them and teaching them the channel, which I thought was kind of an interesting way to like make that come together. But I believe this is, and this is where I'll close it. I believe that this is the start of one of the factions of the army that we'll see in the last battle that will all come together under Rand to actually fight the Dark.
The one caster woman that was with the two little girls and Alana.
The Wisdom. She was the new Wisdom.
Was she?
Yes.
The older woman?
Yep.
Where she's like, well, all I want to know is, do I have to stop drinking?
Mm-hmm.
That part was fun.
Did you notice that as soon as she actually felt magic, she didn't want alcohol anymore because it's so much more intoxicating and so much more of a euphoric feeling than any drink could ever give you. As soon as she had that, she was like, yep, no, I'm done. I got this.
Yeah. But when she was protecting them later on with the whole shield thing after Alana went down, was that a spear or was that like just a giant freaking arrow from one of
It looked like a really big Trolloc arrow, not a spear. The thing that went through Alana was a spear.
Okay.
That's what I perceived that to be.
So the one that went through the other one, the older caster woman.
The general, the one that like she's actually like Aes Sedai from the White Tower, that one. I think she takes
has
the spear.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the older one, the alcoholic.
The Wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah, she took an arrow. What it looked like.
That looked just as big.
It was huge, but she takes multiple, which makes me think it was arrows. Otherwise, they're not going to waste multiple spears on one person.
Yes. All right. Now, Fain.
Padan Fain.
That was really weird at the end.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little, like, I have questions as well, a little bit. Who does he really serve?
Obviously himself.
Right.
First,
self-preservation first. But, man, so much about that scene makes me think Ishmael's still alive.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that scene.
Because I don't think he bows to any other Forsaken. Ishmael is the one that actually, like, really made all the things we, like, not made them, but, like, is the one that, like, everyone swears to, right? Follows.
The organizer.
Yeah. And so...
He's HR.
How else is Padan Fain getting, like, it's weird. He's still getting in, like, direct orders from the Dark One, which I had a lot of questions. That's it. If you guys know, without spoiling how he's, like, is Ishmael still alive? Who's controlling the faction of Padan Fain and the Trollocs? Because in my knowledge, that's Ishmael's man. Like, he controls him. And then he has a whole other arc that happens where he, like, leaves the Forsaken and stuff, which I'm hoping they actually kept him alive to go see that arc. But, like, I'm not really sure what else. And I only know this because, like, I love the show, so I've been researching and doing stuff to, like, get enough information without spoiling it for myself and trying to, like, toe that line. So, yeah, if you guys have that information, let us know.
Now, the leader of the Whitecloaks right now.
The son.
Yes.
Sir Luke or something like that.
I thought it was cool how he ended up showing up, but he ended up fucking up by bringing Fain.
He's also been drinking away the trauma and misery of his father being murdered. And so he wasn't thinking straight. He's thinking vengeance, but I agree. His true nature comes through and he's like, no, like, we're not going to let innocent people just get murdered. We're here to help you. Not realizing he's bringing, the main force of the Trollocs with him. So
I don't think he's going to kill Perrin.
No, he's bringing him to trial.
I don't think Perrin is going to die at the hands of the Whitecloaks, is what I'm saying.
Perrin's got a lot of story left. And so
See, I don't even know.
It would be crazy to kill him off. Like, he's one of the core five. Like, he's one of the original people we had leave the Two Rivers. And there's so much for them still to do. It'd be kind of... I think what we're seeing is kind of one of his arcs coming to an end. And we may or may not see how, like, that ripples down. I'm not really sure. I think this is probably the last we see of him in this season for sure, because he's off in chains now, so he's basically going to be just on his way to trial.
I like his interaction with Fain, where he accepts his wolfness and just starts using those sensors. He's like, I smell fear. I don't smell fear on anyone else here but you.
Yeah. It's cool to know, like, just the extent of that power too, right? Because we know he's got sight. We know that he can, like, smell things in the distance like a wolf can, but smell emotion. Because we always say, animal can smell fear, right? Like, they can smell it. Like, to actually see Perrin use that was cool.
I thought for sure in that scene, that's not where it was going. I thought he was going to be calling the wolves in.
I thought so too, for a bit. I thought when he embraced it that he was going, like you were going to see some wolves start to fight.
Yeah, I'm almost disappointed that we didn't. But there's like nothing bad I can say about this episode at all.
You know, as someone who's just watching the show and going through it with no like true context of where these characters would be inside of like the books, because I believe this is like book 5 by this point. Let us know, what book are we pulling most of this content from for this fight and this episode down in the comments below. But just as a show purist at this point, I thought it was great as well. I believe that we're going to hear going forward is because this didn't honor the book, or this happened in the book and it didn't happen in the show, or this, you know, vice versa, right?
You can't get all of it right, no matter your intentions behind it.
You got to think too, this is a 15 novel series. Each one of these books, if you were to download one on audiobook right now, it's over a day long, right? So you got 15 of those, and they're trying to fit them into 60-minute, eight episode series. And so, yeah, a lot of it's going to be sped run. Like you're going to speed through some of this stuff, or just completely cut it out of the story altogether because they don't got time for it. Mm-hmm. And when you have a fantasy-based series with magic, you got to think about the budget that goes into creating that on film. Mm-hmm. And huge fights that involve magic are massive budgets. That's why shows like we love, like Invincible, will have episodes where the animation is so shit that they're cutting the fork instead of the meat, right? Or something stupid. But it's all because 3 episodes later, we're going to see a fight that's going to be like, whoa. And we know that's where the whole budget just went, right? Was in that fight. And a lot of things I think happen too when it comes to Prime is like, what can we afford to keep? What can we afford to show? What can we actually have a budget around to like wow the audience with? And what can we make that be the highlight? And I think that's what they're doing, and they're doing a good job. The core of this is Perrin's arc. Him, you know, walking through the trauma of his past. He even sees, like while he's standing in the smith, he sees a woman much like his, looks very similar to his wife, get killed, and he freezes. And that's when Faile basically calls him out, and then they go out and do just kill whatever I don't get. That was awesome. I love that line. She was getting all mad at him, and he's like, no, just kill whatever I miss. And she was like, okay, I can do that. Yeah. And then she was just out there just with her daggers. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm hoping that in the next episode, we go back to Rand a little bit, and we also get to see what's going on in Tanjiko, because we haven't been there in an episode as well. So we've got other arcs, other stories, other characters going through some hell that I really hope that with 1 episode left, we can really put a nice bow on it and not leave us so wanting, but still wanting enough for season 4.
Sounds good.
Appreciate you guys making it this far in the video. If you have, go ahead, comment below. What did you think of this episode? You know, if you haven't been, you know, discussing it with us all along, just go ahead and let us know. Was it a good episode? Did you enjoy it? Where would you rank this in the season? We've got 1 episode left. Was this one of your favorites? One of your least favorites? Did you enjoy the battle? Has Perrin's arc been living up to everything you wanted to? Just let us know down below. And if you really enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If not, go ahead, or if you still enjoyed it, go ahead, hit subscribe anyway, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a future episode. Really appreciate you guys being here. If you want to watch some more of these videos, we have a whole playlist of the Wheel of the Time right here, as well as some other stuff on Prime we really enjoy, and something else about my head that YouTube said you would enjoy. Other than that, my name is Chris.
Liam.
We'll see you on the next video.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.